Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to create a baby must-haves video, and I probably will also include a couple things that I could have skipped or maybe even just waited on to purchase with Joseph. But this is one of the types of videos that I loved watching when I was pregnant to kind of get ideas of what people had in their homes and how they used those during the first year. So Joseph is officially 13 months old and we have entered that toddler phase. He's outgrown a lot of his baby stuff, but I thought it would just be kind of fun to reflect on that first year of things that we actually used and then some stuff that we probably could have waited on. So when I was pregnant, I wanted to make sure that we had all the necessities at home, of course, before he was born, but I was really hesitant to spend too much on baby stuff because I know babies can be so different and some babies might love one thing and other babies might completely hate it. And so I kind of wanted to get him home to see what we would actually need for him, which in a way turned out great that I had this method because we actually didn't bring Joseph home until he was 2.5 months. And so I probably saved us a little bit of money by not buying all of the newborn stuff, and we kind of missed out on that newborn phase at home anyway. Okay, so the first thing on my list is a pack and play. So when we brought Joseph home from the hospital, I was really apprehensive to have him out of my eyesight. And the first couple days that my husband was at work and it was just me and Joseph, I actually stayed in our back bedroom with him the whole day. There was one point where I would like run out to grab something to eat or like get a bottle and then run back into the room. But I seriously isolated us just to the back bedroom because I was so nervous to have him out of my sight. And then after a couple days, I kind of wanted to move into the living room because I could at least get stuff done in the kitchen or the living room while I was still watched him. And so that's where the pack and play came in handy. So we had the crib set up in our bedroom for him. And then the pack and play we set up in the living room, and it was perfect because it had like the little changing table accessory on the top and the mattress was really high, so it was super easy to lay him down in there. And so a pack and play was super useful for the first couple months that we were home. I had him always in the living room with me during the day, in the pack and play when he was sleeping. And then once I started to get more comfortable, I slowly transitioned him into the back bedroom, into his crib for nap times and stuff like that. But definitely the pack and play saved me for those first couple of months. I actually never really used the pack and play as like a playpen for him because I have a pretty contained area for him anyway, just within the living room. So he's always just kind of stayed in that space. So I never really needed the pack and play as like a playpen, but it definitely came in handy for sleeping. So the next thing on my list is super common for trach moms, but I think it probably would come in handy for all moms, honestly, and that is having a utility cart. So previously I made a video showing what's on my Sense utility cart, and I will link that here for you guys. But basically it's, in my case, a 3-tiered cart, but they have different styles. It's on wheels, and this is where I put all of Joe's everyday necessities. I also attached a power strip so that I could plug all of his equipment in, but I could totally see a utility cart coming in handy for any mom. If you're breastfeeding, to put like your breast pump on there, you could have the power plug on there just like I have with his equipment now, and that way you could kind of like wheel it throughout the house and not just have to be in one spot if you're pumping. Also kind of just as like a diaper caddy or like a bath caddy. So I definitely recommend a utility cart. It's just nice having something on wheels and all of his everyday essentials in one spot that you can move between rooms. Okay, if not a utility cart, then I would say at least get a couple of these caddies. So these ones I just got at the dollar store. I got a few of them. Normally I have towels in here. I just haven't refilled his towels yet. But this is like his bath time caddy. And I have washcloth, his like hair comb, his bath wash. We have some baby detergent for things that I hand wash. And then normally his little bath towels would be back here. I have this, at one point I had diaper stuff in one, and I would keep that in the living room so that we could just do on the spot changes in the living room, because honestly we didn't use much of a changing table. We just kind of changed from wherever we were. So it was just nice to have the supplies handy. So if you don't want to do a full utility cart, I would say at least get a couple caddies and put like your essentials in there. And that way you can have multiple like changing stations throughout your house, or whatever you end up finding that you need, just having them all gathered together throughout your house. Okay, the next thing is a desk lamp. I got a desk lamp with a little clamp and I clamped it onto the side of his crib. And this came in handy so much in the middle of the night, not having to turn on my main light, just kind of keeping the room as dark as possible, but still being able to see what I needed. The one that I got is perfect because it has a white light or a yellow light, and then it has a dim feature or like a bright feature. So you can adjust the lighting however is more comfortable for you and your baby at night. All right, the next item on my list are Dr. Brown's steamer bags. So this is something that I actually didn't know existed, and they used them in the NICU once Joseph started taking a regular bottle, and they had a whole Dr. Brown's kit at the hospital. But these bags came in handy. You basically throw the bottle, you can put like the brush cleaner, everything in one bag. You add a little bit of water and you microwave it, and that steams it and sterilizes that bottle. And then there's like little squares on the back so you can mark off as you go, and that one bag is good for a certain number of uses. So you can actually get these bags on Amazon. They're not very expensive. So I don't know that I would necessarily invest in a sterilizer for baby number 2, but I definitely will probably get these bags because that was just super easy. You can of course like boil water and do that whole thing too, but the steamer bags just made it so much quicker. So I definitely think that's worth it. Okay, something else that I would definitely recommend is getting yourself a nursing pillow. So for us, we were gifted a Boppy. I didn't get to nurse Joseph very often, only a couple times, and so I didn't use the Boppy for that purpose. We used it a lot to prop him up when he was still kind of learning head control. So when we first got him home from the hospital, he was a little bit behind with like holding up his head, and the Boppy really helped us to have a safe place to prop him up where he couldn't like roll around. It helped us initially when we got him home because we weren't totally comfortable with all the tubing that we were trying to get used to. And then we did use the Boppy for tummy time. Once he started holding his head up, he would kind of lay over the Boppy and play on the floor. So I definitely recommend a nursing pillow of some kind. I'm not sure that it really has to be a Boppy. That's just the only one that I've used so far. Okay, my last like major must-have are Boogie wipes. So Boogie wipes, before Joseph was born, I really wanted Boogie wipes because I just thought they sounded so cute. And they had the grape smelling ones, which I thought was adorable. But we actually have used all unscented for Joseph, which is fine. Like, it's really not that big of a deal to not have the grape smell. But they're perfect for wiping their faces. They're just little saline wipes, so it's nothing special, but that you can wipe them anywhere, like their face, their nose, their hand. For Joseph with his trach, we use it for trach care. It's super convenient. In the hospital, they would give us like these sterile saline wipes, which I was never able to get again from our DME once we got home. And so we just use the little Boogie wipes, and they're perfect. Honestly, Boogie wipes is one of the items that I have repeat purchased the most since bringing Joseph home. Okay, I'm gonna move on to things now that we didn't really use or that I didn't purchase and I never needed. So the first thing is a changing table. So I did purchase a changing table. I actually started purchasing the baby furniture pretty early on in my pregnancy. I started looking on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace because I didn't want to pay full price for the furniture, and I was able to find a really nice crib, a matching changing table from separate people at a really good price, and I just had a lot of patience and would check every day. So if you're kind of looking for some bargains, I would definitely recommend doing that. Just give yourself enough time so that you're not in a rush and you can really find like a good purchase. So with the changing table, we had it set up in his nursery, but Joseph never actually spent time in his nursery. He was always in our room or in the living room. So the changing table stayed in the nursery, and honestly, we just changed him wherever we were. So the changing table, even though it was cute and it fit in his room and it matched, and if I had used the nursery, I might have used the changing table. It's not a necessity. So I would say if you are trying to maybe limit, or if you have a limited budget initially, you can hold off on the changing table. It's always something that you could get later if you find that you need it, but I definitely did not use it and didn't miss it. So something else that we did not use were binkies. Okay, so in the hospital, he used this type of a binky, and this is actually the one that they sent us home with. This one's like wrapped for hospital use, but you can get these at the store too. He only used binkies for a very brief period of time while he was in the NICU. And then once he started actually taking food by mouth, he didn't want anything to do with a binky. I have tried to reintroduce binkies to him a couple times at home when he would be super fussy, and he just never took to them after that. So thankfully that's not something I really stocked up on. I had a couple that I had gotten like in gifts or from free samples from when I was pregnant. But I didn't really purchase a ton of them, and I'm happy because we did not really use those. So that might be something that maybe get yourself like one or two to see if your baby uses it, but your baby might not use them at all, so don't go crazy. Okay, the next thing that we did not use and did not miss was a wipe warmer. I don't know if it would have made a difference for him having a wipe warmer, but honestly, like changing his diaper was never really that bad of an experience, and I didn't know the difference. It was something that I always kind of felt was more of like a luxury baby item, and so I didn't want to get them when I was pregnant. I was like, oh, you know, our baby doesn't need that, and we didn't use it, and he was fine. So I would say if you get it as a gift, that's great, but maybe hold off on the wipe warmer for purchasing yourself, unless maybe you're in like a really cold place. I don't know, then maybe they come in handy. I really don't know like when you need a wipe warmer. So okay, something else that I was super obsessed with when I was pregnant, and all of the YouTubers and Instagram moms that I would watch had these, and I really wanted to get one because it was like the cool thing to do, and that is a DockATot. To be honest, if I had a DockATot, I would have used the DockATot, but do you need a DockATot? No. The Boppy, or probably any other nursing pillow, kind of did what I feel like a DockATot would do. We did not co-sleep with Joseph, and I never really intended on co-sleeping with him. I always planned on him just being like in a crib or bassinet right by our bed. So I understand people who do co-sleep use it possibly for that reason, and then also just to give yourself like a safe space to lay down your baby. We survived without it, and like I said, when we got him home from the hospital and we needed to like set him in a safe place, it would be on the floor in a Boppy. So you know, a Boppy is a lot less expensive than a DockATot, so maybe hold off on the DockATot. Again, if you get it as a gift, that's great, but maybe don't splurge unless you have the money to and you want to splurge. Then that would be a really fun one. Okay, one of the mistakes that I made when I was pre-purchasing items for Joseph before he was born was with diapers. So I wanted to basically almost have like a year's worth of diapers stockpiled before he was born, was kind of my goal. Like my intention was, I was still working at the time, so we had two incomes, we had the additional money to spend. I really wanted to be able to purchase diapers here and there and kind of put them away, so that that was one less thing to worry about when it came to having Joseph. It was a great concept in theory, and I still don't think that it's a bad idea, but I ended up signing up for this like diaper promo for a subscription service with a certain brand of diapers. Anyways, I got several months worth of diapers from this brand before I canceled the service, and Joseph ended up having a allergic reaction to that diaper. So I have several boxes of diapers that will not work for Joseph, that I will either hang on to and try for baby number 2, or I'll end up just donating. I still don't think it's a bad idea to stock up on diapers, but that did not work out how I thought it was going to, so just proceed with caution. One of the best decisions I made, and we didn't end up like in dire need of it, and it saved us a lot of money, came to clothing. So with clothes, the only time I bought new clothes for Joseph before he was born was there was a Black Friday Carter sale. I had a coupon. I went through and bought him a few outfits. Other than that, all of the clothes for his first year came from gifts that we got at our baby showers from coworkers, friends, and families. So I really did not have to purchase clothes. Towards the end of the year, he started to outgrow a lot of the stuff that we had. And I went onto Mercari, and I was able to find a lot of like 20 different outfits for I think it was like 20 bucks that I paid. So totally your preference, but for me, I think we saved a lot of money just not like buying every cute outfit that we saw. He had all the clothes that he needed, and yeah, that would be one area that I would say if you are trying to save money, you could probably save a lot of money just on clothes. So that concludes my list of baby must-haves and some things that you probably don't need to spend your money on right away. Every baby is going to be different. I know I have a really basic list. I was not into purchasing all of the frivolous stuff. And then we ended up kind of missing that first like newborn phase where I think most people fall into buying all of the cute stuff. So yeah, I know this is more of like just a very basic list, but I hope it was helpful. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I will see you guys next time.